back to another episode of My Watch Therapy. Today we have a landmark watch, at least for their own company, of Alpina. This is the Alpina Extreme Solometere. Hope I'm saying that right. It's right there on the dial at 6 o'clock. It is their very first solar-powered watch. And you can see it's a quartz watch. So let's take a moment to connect with this really, really great looking timepiece. Yeah, there it is. I just noticed something I didn't even have in my notes. Look at the screws are even shaped like the Alpina symbol. Very cool. Very cool. I first saw this, and again, don't send me to the gallows for this, but it reminded me a little bit, just this sort of blockish design, the screws going around, even the texture of the dial, a little bit of an AP Royal Oak. Specifically, I saw reference 15500ST, 1550ST, 140brg3ae, just a little, right? That's a $51,000 watch, by the way. And this watch is for sale. Speaking of that, we'll get this out of the way. $12.95. You can see the reference number right there. Some good information there, right there. And you can see it's the Extremes, right? And it says here 37 millimeters. It wears bigger. It wears bigger. You know, I don't know. I guess they're measuring it just, inside the case, right? But, from side to side with this larger crown, and then this really interesting that I thought was some kind of pusher. It would be a large one, but this is just a part of that case design. It seems bigger. It wears bigger. It looks bigger. And therefore, I think there's probably down to 6.25 inch wrist, maybe even a little closer to 6. And there's no real upper limit because I think the way it wears, some nice brushing. You can see it catching the light there. Solar powered. I was really intrigued by the fact that what a great, first of all, great looking dial. They call it a burgundy dial. And of note, it said the dial was made, it said brass. That's interesting. I consulted Jonathan at the Tick Tock shop who loaned this into the channel, and he said that's the default material. As in, Alpina might not have added that, the markers are stainless steel or something, and so it just defaulted to brass. It's not brass, according to him, and I believe him. The other thing, like I started to say, the patterning of this dial, the color, it's amazing. Really unique. But I was intrigued by the fact that if this is solar powered, that's not a solar panel right there, but somehow light is passing through that burgundy dial into the solar mechanism that charges the quartz movement. And I just think it's amazing. I don't know how light travels through there, but they clearly, it does, obviously. I just don't know how. It seems like such a solid color. Not allowing light to pass through, but it does. So like I said, this is 37 millimeters. I think a 37.5 to be exact. The case back, I have a note here to myself. They're always good. Look at this. Alpina always has super cool case backs. Look at that. Very cool. Engraved with a little polish to make it stand out. So the Extreme series, this case is something you'll see quite a few of their watches, and they just change out different movements. But this one is, again, solar, and I think that's pretty awesome. So I wonder what you guys think. I noticed, I would say its competitors, or something I would compare it to, would be like a Tissot PRC solar quartz. The Tissot PRC Solar Quartz, another fine watch. It could be a little bit like I think a competitor too would be like Tag Heuer. They make a Aqua Racer. Yeah, Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. I think that's a comparable watch. So if you know either of those, yeah, that's just what my thoughts are there. I think the bracelet, it's fairly thin. Hopefully that's coming through. Sorry for all the wrap. I mean, this is for sale after all. It's got all their. It's really a new watch, obviously new, but it just came in. But I think it's a pretty thin bracelet, which is good because this case itself is it's not light. It ain't no titanium. Excuse me. And if you're just going metal on metal on metal all the way around, and you have these sort of H links that are more solid, right? They're not spaced. I mean, they're just solid. I think you had to go. I think they had to go thin, and I'm glad they did. Because it's about as heavy, I don't know the exact weight, but it's about as heavy as I'd want to watch. Anything that was kind of more for active wear, right, is the Extreme. It's also got an anti-shock system to keep that quartz movement running smoothly. So I think that's pretty much, a tough watch that's got a lot of I don't know, features. Yeah, pretty cool. I like how they tied the blue in right there. Yeah, but what do you think? Is this something you would spend $12.95 on? Or even, go to the gray market. Would you do that? Try to find a better deal. Let's see, is that thing? That is not screw down. Huh. It's one heck of a crown. Not screw down, so be careful in the water. Careful in the water. Yeah, so this has been another episode of my watch therapy, and those are just kind of a few thoughts I had about this really nice Extreme Solometer, and wonder what you think. I think it's cool. I mean, it's about time that they made a solar watch. I'll just say that. Think about Citizen EcoDrive and some other ones. I don't know. But at the same time, I'm not sure the Swiss in general. I mean, how many watches made in Switzerland have a solar? Although I think Tissot is made in Switzerland, but not a lot. Not a lot. That's just maybe not their bag. Anywho, thanks again for watching. Thanks for spending a little of your most precious commodity watching my video, which is time. And please check out some more of my videos and consider subscribing so more of them come right to your device. Thanks again. Take care.